So thank you for that great introduction. Yes, I have become a father for the very first time, and I've got a beautiful girl waiting for me at home, so I'm going to fly home tonight and go and see her. Today's presentation is going to be broken down from the process of people, the process, and technology. I'm going to be sharing with you today my methodology that I've been working on over the last 3 years. And I want to give it to you today for the very first time, because this is the very first time that I've been to Tel Aviv. So I'm very excited to be able to share this with you today. We're not extinct just yet. The technology is out there that's making us change the way that we think. But what I want to give you today is my 5-step online methodology. So through the presentation today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of being relevant. Why it's so important for you as brands to engage with your customers. And not only once you've engaged with them and captured their details, the biggest mistake that companies make is not nurturing those people. When you nurture those customers, they actually become happy customers. And those customers become big brand advocates of ours. So this is what I like to call my customer acquisition journey. Each of the different touch points that a consumer goes through connecting with brands just like yours. So this is me. I have been on Sky News. I've written a book, actually, called Think Digital First, which was kindly mentioned last time. This is really about the last 25 years of me being in business. I used to work out of China for 11 years. I built a technology company to be valued at £1 million in less than 2 years. And all of that process from an online to an offline has been built inside of this book. So what I've got for you guys today, I've got some copies to give away to you. So what I would like you to do, here you can see when the clicker works, here you can see my Twitter handle. I would like you to pick up your phones right now. If you'd like to take a picture of me, make sure you get my good side. Make sure good, don't make my bum look big. And use the hashtag #DigitalFirst. So what I'll do at the end of the conference today, I'll tweet back to you, and you can come and get a copy of the book. So please feel free to do that, and I'll give you a copy of the book. Relevancy. This is becoming more and more important for us as brands to engage with our customers online. I've been having some fantastic conversations with some of the great products that have been here today. I unfortunately wasn't able to listen to some of the tracks because it was all in Hebrew. But whether you're in the content marketing track or in the marketing automation track, whatever it might be, none of that is any good to you if you don't understand your target customers. So what do they look like? How are they thinking right now? So here I have a young lady who could be your B2C target customer. What is she thinking right now? Now, there are 3 stages that your potential customer will go through. They'll become a visitor, turn them into a prospect, and then they become a happy customer. But what are they thinking like when they're a visitor? So in the early stage, they might be asking, what is animation? When they get the answer of the what is question, because you as a brand have shared content, you've had a conversation with people, they've got to understand exactly what your brand is and how it can help them in their business. They then go through the stage of, how do I integrate this into my business? There's 2 different stages there. They don't go straight through to the how do I. They want to know what it is first of all. If you as a business are answering these 2 questions through content online, then that customer will know, like, and trust you. And when they're ready to buy from you, at that point then, you'll get the sale. And that's where can I buy? Now, this person's Rita. She's kind of quite creative person. She thinks quite right brain. So she's very big picture in the way that she thinks. Whereas a different target customer, this is a boy named Sue, he's very left brain. He thinks more analytical. So when he has a conversation with somebody, maybe he's at a networking event, and he's talking about animation and how they're using it in their business at the moment, he then thinks, well, do I really need animation in my business? He's very straight down the line. He wants to understand what the value of it is to his business. When you give him that answer, he wants to know, well, I'm using Salesforce at the moment. What's involved in integrating those two products together? He now understands how powerful it is for his business. He wants to integrate it into his business. So if you give the what's involved question to this guy, again, he's going to know, like, and trust you. He's not ready to buy yet. Now, you all know what your customer life cycle is. One of my specific revenue streams in my business, I have a 2-year cycle around what's going on. So through those 2 years, if I'm not answering these first 2 questions, when that person is ready to buy, if you haven't communicated your value proposition to that person, they will go to your competitor and buy those products. So you've got to continuously be speaking relevant to these different types of target customers. How do we do that? We do that through our digital assets. These are the assets that we as a business own across the World Wide Web. The most important one starts off with your digital assets. What do you own? You've got your website. If you send out digital catalogs to your potential customers, that's another digital asset you have. Through email marketing, your tone of voice, the way you speak to your potential customers, so those prospects that have liked you as a business but not ready to buy. So the first part of that is your owned digital assets. Then we go through to social, getting that social proof online. Which one of the social networks are right for your business? Is it all of them? Is it just Instagram? Is it Facebook? Where do your target audience hang out? Because this is where you need to be communicating your brand. Then we have the paid route. So banner advertising, communicating through Google, communicating through the different social platforms. This is where we pay to engage with our audience. And the very last one, the one that I love the most. Because the one that actually gets your customers to talk about your brand gives you a lot more value than you talking about your business yourself. This is where we talk about your earned media. This is the 4th part of your digital assets. These are your customers that are talking about your business. You've got great brand advocates. Get them to be online. Get them to come onto your website. Get them to talk about your business. It builds trust very, very quickly compared to you trying to advertise. Now, my methodology will hopefully change your mindset around about what I'm going to share with you today. We've spoken about content marketing. You've been in some tracks today where you've understood how powerful content marketing is. I've walked around the room today. Content is king, is what I saw. Methodologies around how companies are using their products to engage with your customers. But what is the value that it brings to you as a business? So how many people here have heard of a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk? You heard of Gary Vaynerchuk? Okay, so I like that guy. I have my opinion around him. I like him. But one thing that really resonated with me, and it's so true in the online world, is every business needs to become a media company. We as businesses and business owners and marketing managers have to be communicating about what we do through content. It builds awareness. It drives traffic. It generates leads. It does all of these things for you as a business to be able to help you get closer connected to your customers. So when it comes to looking at sorry, the clickers. When it comes to look at using visual content and it's not working properly, come on, play with me. When it comes to look at your content and how we can use your content, I really feel that Pinterest is leading the way at the moment when it comes to visual content. I'm going to be sharing with you some trends during my presentation. And right at the very end, I'm going to break them down for you one by one. And Pinterest, for me, is probably one of my most favorite social networks. And we're going to give you 2 reasons why. The first one, because of their innovation. Through visual search, people can find what they're looking for on their smartphones. I know there's a lot of noise around voice search at the moment. And it is a lot of noise. And we will get there. But this is here at the moment. And Pinterest actually bought a piece of tech from the co-founder of Twitter. He built a piece of technology from a visual search perspective, and they've integrated it into their social network. So that's the first reason why I love Pinterest. The second reason why I love Pinterest is because Google loves Pinterest. They love each other. And if you haven't done this already, at the end of today, grab your mobile phone, type in something that you're passionate about, click on images, and I promise you, on the first or second line of that Google search, Pinterest will appear, enabling you as a brand to drive that traffic through to your Pinterest page, onto that board, and then out of Pinterest over to your business. They're the 2 reasons why I love Pinterest. Now, when we look at, it's going crazy, this kicker. Okay. Engagement. I do apologize about this. I did warn you guys about this clicker. Engagement. Engagement's so important. First of all, we've understood the importance of being relevant for your brand. The second one is engagement. So has anybody here actually kind of followed me or connected with me online and never met me? Just let me know if you've connected with me. That was very quick. I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to give you a copy of my book. But not only am I going to give you a copy of my book, I'm going to give you a hug. Bring it in. That's what we do in the UK. There you go. Thank you very much. Because when you start engaging and connecting with people through social media, it takes away that very boring handshake, which you couldn't resist to do at the very end. And it takes it to more of a hug. Look at the smile on his face. That costs nothing to be able to do that. Now, we've never met before, right? No. But that's what it does. It breaks down those barriers. So from a brand perspective, stop thinking about social media from a return on investment, a monetary gain. Think about the emotional aspect you can bring by actually putting a smile on someone's face. Storytelling. How many people here watch TED videos? Excellent. Very good. So TED have really broken this down into 3 different ways. So is Tomar here? Is Tomar in the room? Oh, come over here, Tomar. Come here. Now, I don't know whether you know or not, and I did ask if it was okay, but you're now looking at the new CEO of Meda Conferences. So congratulate him, everybody. Thank you. So, as a special gift, I want to give him something memorable. Have you got any idea what it's going to be? You've got no idea. Now, there was a little clue right at the very beginning. I used to be a professional hip-hop dancer. So I'm now going to show Tomar how to do the moonwalk in front of all of you people. Would you like that? Yeah. Excellent. So are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, no problem. So what I'd like to do is come and stand here, actually. It's better if you're in front. Come and stand here. So put your right foot forward first of all. And what I'd like you to do is slowly bring your right foot back. And then as it reaches this foot, bring your heel up. So go like this. Okay, you ready? And then do that again with the left foot. Bring it up, and then up, and then up. Very good. Well done, Tomar. Thank you very much. Be memorable. Tell a story around what it is that you want to achieve with your brand. You can see it's broken down into the emotional. I've got a beautiful baby girl, 4 months old, waiting for me at home. Be novel around what's going on. But be memorable. I don't think Tomar's ever going to forget doing the moonwalk in front of you guys, right? So tell your story around your brand. What makes your business unique is you. So tell that story. So I want to break down 5 best practices for you today, how you can actually start communicating your story online. The first one being, when the clicker works, podcasting. Anyone here doing podcasting at the moment? Excellent. You're going to get, I love you guys. You're great. Here we go. Have another book. There we go. Are you not going to get away with that hug? No problem. Written content. Google's changing. I know you guys heard from Google earlier. I don't know what they told you and what's going on at the moment, but there are some huge changes about to happen. So if you're going to write content, don't write 300 to 400 word articles. Tell a story. Do 1,000, 1,500 words. Do something once and make it last. I've been writing content online for nearly 9 years. And looking at my Google Analytics, I've got articles going back to 2009 that are still driving traffic to my website. I've got one article that actually generates around about 30% of the traffic to my website. One article. I wrote that in 2016. I updated it in 2017. And it drives even more traffic. So think about the content to be able to drive that organic traffic through to your website. Visual content. We've heard about Pinterest. There's some fantastic tools that you've already heard about today. And in the room next door, there are some great products. How can you visually share your brand to your target customers so it connects with them emotionally and tells that story? Video. This is a key part for people. Okay, I'm going to ask you this question. How many people now get probably, I'm going to be polite here, annoyed at the amount of videos that appear in their Facebook stream? Yeah, there's quite a few people. 80% of the videos that are watched inside of Facebook do not have sound on them. If you're going to use video for your business, make sure you've got the annotations appear on the screen. You don't want to be seen to be looking at videos under your desk while you're at work or heard. So use annotations over the top of that inside of those different social networks. And live stream. It really is a fantastic way to get your audience engaged with you. So when we look at actually live streaming and storytelling, if you can't tell your story, you can't sell your brand. And we are talking about online here. Again, I've had some conversations where, these companies get direct traffic driven through to them because of what they do. But they do realize there is a huge market for them to be able to go out there and talk about what they do to engage with those new customers. Nurture. This, for me, is the biggest part where companies fail. I had a conversation with an American SaaS platform about 2.5 months ago. And I was shocked when I asked him the question, how many people have you got in your database? It was tens of thousands. When was the last time you actually engaged with this already existing database? He paused for a moment and said, never. The only thing that they're focused on is sell, 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 sell. And anybody that doesn't fit that customer acquisition journey in that moment gets put in the bin. I was shocked to hear that. If you think about what I just shared with you, you've got to be relevant. We've got to engage. We've got to nurture. Then the next step comes to be able to acquire that customer. So nurturing that database, live streaming. Now, it would be wrong of me if I stood on this stage today and not did a little bit of live streaming. But I want to live stream with a purpose. Now, I'm from the UK. London's been having a bit of a hard time at the moment. Would you agree? You've seen on the news what's been going on. Shall we share some love to London? Would you like to do that? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a little bit of live streaming. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about being at the conference, making it relevant to my audience. I'm then going to turn to you guys, and I'm going to go, Shalom Tel Aviv. And you guys are going to go, hello London. So we'll give it a test. Shalom Tel Aviv. Hello, I'm going home. Let's try again. Shalom Tel Aviv. That's more like it. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm hoping the technology is not going to fail me here because the process is there and the people are here, but the tech might let me down sometimes. So let's go. Where are we? Here we go. Hi, Warren Knight here. I'm in Tel Aviv for the very first time at the Digit Digital Marketing Summit. And I've been talking with the audience today, and they really feel like that they want to share some love. So what I'd like to do now is just wish the audience Shalom Tel Aviv. You guys are absolutely fantastic. That has been the best audience since I've ever been doing this. So congratulations. So I'm just going to post that now. So when it comes to doing live streaming, there are a couple of platforms that you can use. Now, Instagram has had a huge growth because it stole that idea from Snapchat, right? Because now you've got stories inside of Instagram. But one of the things that I love about live streaming inside of Instagram specifically is you've got that great tool, Boomerang, which allows you to do that. You can play videos around what's going on. You can put some annotations and tag people into those videos. But the part that I love the most when it comes to live streaming inside of Instagram, it actually allows you to drop in a link. You can drop in a link to your video, taking that viewer over to your website and engaging with them with your digital assets on your website. So when you're looking at and making sure that your target audience are using this software, think about how you can actually take them out of that social network and bring them into your environment on your website. Now we've got Facebook. Facebook's another great tool. I don't know if you've heard about, but Mark Zuckerberg has done a new value proposition in regards to what he wants Facebook to do from this point onwards and in the future. And a big part of that is through the live streaming. And so when I look at actually live streaming on Facebook, not only is it about the individual live streaming, but it's about having conversations. It's about how can you have that global impact on the largest social network out there and do it completely free of charge. It doesn't cost anything for you to be able to do this live streaming inside of these social networks. And the beautiful thing about what I've just done today with you guys is not only did I do it live, but I've now been able to take that. I can then go and download it and use it as a part of my digital assets now and in the future. So think about doing something once, and then how can you amplify that message across multiple platforms around what's going on? YouTube. I love a bit of YouTube because it enables you to take what we've just spoken about, that live stream, download it, stick it into YouTube, and then YouTube with their features allows you to actually have a series of categories inside of YouTube, enabling the user to watch the video, then another video can automatically appear for that user. But the most exciting part for me is taking that person out of that social network and bringing them over to my digital asset. So you can click on the screen. You don't have to pay for this at all. It's a piece of technology inside of YouTube that allows you to do this free of charge. So then they can go and click on here and then take them over to your digital assets. So I take them through to a landing page, a focused, specific landing page based on what the user just watched or read or listened to over to the website and given them the reasons why they were there in the first place. Think about that journey, the early, the middle, and the late stage that they're going through. We're in the middle stage at the moment. We want to actually start nurturing those prospects. When you're doing that, I recommend, and there's a lot of statistics out there at the moment, that if you want to get the highest conversion rate, actually yesterday, I had my best ever day of selling books on my website. I sold 50 books on my website at a 45% conversion rate. Now, through that process, it's all about getting that customer just to do one simple action. Give an email address. Now, I'm quite personal in regards to the way that I work. I've got over 85,000 people that follow me online. I've got 17,000 people that subscribe to my content. So I like to capture a name and email address because the way that I communicate is very personal. But for brands, this is the way to lose a prospect. This is what you shouldn't be doing. This part here should be, once you've captured that name and email address, remember we're nurturing here. We want to find out more information about that person once we've got their details. Do not ask for this straight away, because I can assure you, all of that time from your partnership sending traffic to that page, the organic traffic coming through to that page, and the paid traffic going through to that page will not get you the ROI that you need to justify its success. Because then, once you've gone through that process of actually just capturing that lead first of all, then we go into the marketing automation phase. It's at this point here you can ask for more information. Bring them into your marketing automation funnel. That live stream that you saw me do earlier, that guy really has a vision to want to have a global impact. And his question right at the very end was, what is that one thing that everybody's talking about that they just not working, doesn't work for me? Marketing automation can work for you if you have the people that have the mindset, the process in place, and the right technology for the place that your business is in right now. It's a powerful tool to learn and to understand your audience, and this is the nurturing phase. Remarketing. Question, who's not doing any remarketing at the moment? Just put your hand up. Not doing remarketing? Okay. Thank you for being so honest. You're going to get a book for that. So maybe after today, you might be doing some remarketing. Come on, I need a hug. Finally, I'll get a woman. No. Thank you. There you go.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Because of the way social media has changed, I've fallen back in love with Facebook again. I didn't used to like Facebook, but now I love Facebook. And I'm going to give you 2 reasons why. The first reason is Pixel. Who's using Pixel here? Facebook Pixels? Okay, good. Good percentage of the audience. I was expecting more. Pixel's a fantastic tool, if, again, used correctly. I spoke about focused landing pages. You've got to make sure that if you are using Pixel, the communication in the remarketing is about that one product to that one target audience and reminding them about who you are. And taking them back to the focused landing page. It's not about taking them through to your home page. It's about making sure that you are being relevant to that person that you've just nurtured on the basis of trying to get them back to become a happy customer. So that's the first reason why I love Facebook, using Pixels. The second reason why I love using Facebook is I've got an online training academy. If I do a paid campaign to Google about my online training academy, a click costs me about $7. One click, $7. So what I do now is through my contacts that I'm nurturing, so the 17,000 people that I just mentioned to you, I download those 17,000 and put them onto an Excel file or a CSV file. I take those 17,000 and I throw them back up inside of Facebook. Facebook then tells me exactly how many of those 17,000 people are in Facebook at the moment. It's called custom audience. When I remarket back to those specific focused people, my cost for running an advert, so just an image, ranges between 18 to 35 cents. Not $7, but 18 to 35 cents. When I do video, with annotations over the top, costs me 1 cent. To get that video started and playing in front of that focused target customer only cost me 1 cent. You do not need to spend a lot of money on your remarketing. You've just got to make sure that you're making it relevant to that target audience and you continue in that nurturing phase. Let me know if you understand how important remarketing is. Put your hand up. Great, no, you're not all getting a book. Then we go into, when this works, sales. Relevancy, engagement, nurture, and then the sales process comes. I was very kindly taken out for dinner last night, a fantastic restaurant called Toto. I can highly recommend it. Recommendation, advocate, bring me back, give me free food. No. I was having a conversation last night over dinner after being very kindly taken out for my birthday. And I was talking about a conversation that I'd actually had with an Israeli company. And I use a piece of software that helps me do my online training. And I talk about it. And this company, they did this, which was really good. They were listening. And they contacted me. Said, Warren, I'd love to have a conversation with you. I said, no problem at all. Passed it over to my gatekeeper, arranged everything, come back, had a 30-minute call. I must have been on that call for a maximum of 5 seconds before I said, do you want to buy our product? It's like, hold on a minute. Where's the relevancy? You've not engaged with me yet. You've not even nurtured me. You've not even told me how amazing I am. Hasten to say that I didn't buy his product because he immediately went through to the sales phase without actually bothering to find out what's important to me, who I am, who my target audience is, and just spending a little bit of time with me. We did laugh about it. I said, did you go to the HubSpot School of Sales? And we had a little joke about that. But it's a customer acquisition journey that we're taking that person on. We don't take them straight through to the sales phase. So we're talking about social commerce here. This is engaging with people online, inside social media, that want to buy your product. 56% of people that spend their time to engage with a brand online want to find out more information about that brand. They want to be spoken to. That helps them know, like, and trust that brand. And out of those people that are online at the moment, 31% of those people are waiting for you to do an offer. Now, that offer could be come online and do some free training with us. It could be any form of, here's a case study around how successful a very similar brand to you has taken our software, applied to their business, and got great success. They're waiting for that offer from you. Now, I will reiterate this to you. It is not a case of sell, sell, sell. I come from the place of give, and then ask. Don't ask straight away. What value can you keep giving to that person who wants to engage with you as a brand, so then when they're ready to come and buy from you, the message is pushed out and they come and buy from you. Facebook. Okay, who's going to be honest here? Because I did this. So about 7 years ago, the term social commerce really came into its own, but not in a, shall we say, positive way. How many digital agencies have we got here? Just let me know if you're an agency. Okay, so we've got a few agencies in here. So something that I did about 7 years ago now, I was like, you're an online store. Great, let's take your online store, put it inside of Facebook, and your 10,000 people that are in your Facebook page will buy from you. No, they won't. Now, Facebook did a massive push around integrating e-commerce platforms. Some brands spent an awful lot of money building an e-commerce platform inside of Facebook. After about 12 months, not only did they not use it, but actually they pulled out of Facebook going, Facebook's not working for us. So Facebook have learned from this. And so now what they're doing is, they're doing it in the form of remarketing and advertising. They're giving that person, when they're ready to buy, the option to just click through and come and buy. And this is relevant both for B2C and B2B businesses and product and service-driven businesses. My online training academy is a service-driven business. And through remarketing enables me to bring those potential prospects and turn them into customers. Instagram, they're taking it to another level. Specific points on the page that you can then choose to go and buy products. Now, this works very well for retailers. You can choose that product, specific product on that page and click on it and come and buy. Now remember, if we're doing this inside of the next platform, which is Pinterest, people are searching by visuals. If you are working with online retailers or you are an online retailer, people are using their mobile phones and they're looking for that specific product that they've come through to on that board. Your advert can appear and be relevant to that person in that moment, allowing them to come and buy directly from you. Brand advocates, repeat business again and again and again. Now in the UK, I don't know whether it's the same for you guys over in Israel. I don't have this statistic. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. I know that 20% of companies in the UK lose their customers. 20% of UK companies lose their customers because they don't go through the phase of nurturing them, having conversations with them. Ultimately, taking those existing customers to become huge brand advocates of their business. And not only are they losing those customers, but they're losing the opportunity of the reach of that customer to their audience. I want you to think about TripAdvisor. I want you to think about Amazon. What do you do? I actually, the hotel that I just stayed at, the Polyhouse Hotel, they've been amazing with me, really good. Few little issues, but we sorted them out. And I gave her a copy of my book to say thank you very much. And she said, I don't want this, just give us a great review. I was like, oh. We did smile about it. But that was what was really important to them because it does drive more sales. I have a huge reach online. So if somebody hears that and they're coming over here, they're going to listen to me and then go over, do a little bit more research and come and buy. Oh, clicker, clicker, clicker. Okay. Artificial intelligence. I did start at the very beginning. We're not extinct yet. There are certain experts out there that reckon we've got 100 years. If we don't start evolving and understanding what the technology is doing at the moment, apparently we're not going to exist for in 100 years' time. But where we are right now, artificial intelligence is here. It allows us to fast track our customers to get what they want, to fast track those prospects when we're nurturing them, to give them the answers that they're looking for. So I use this on my website and inside of Facebook. It's a great way. I love Facebook groups. I've got all of the people that come from my training academy all inside of my Facebook group. So when I'm looking at launching a new product, I can really get to understand inside of that group through artificial intelligence what they're looking for before I then go and launch the product. Gonna go? There we go. It used to be 5 times. Before the internet came along, it used to be 5 touch points. It's now a minimum of 8. Your online audience needs to connect with you through the customer acquisition journey up to 8 times before they come and buy from you. which is why what I showed you right at the very beginning, I've spent 3 years actually trying to understand all those different touch points. Some of them you can fast track through social and through remarketing to reduce that sales cycle, but it is now a minimum of 8 times before that visitor becomes a prospect, becomes a customer. So what I'm going to do for you now, I'm just going to highlight for you what I've just shared with you. Who would like to hear what the 6 trends are at the moment that are driven by consumers? You guys are fantastic. Visual search. I shared with you right at the very beginning. And this is being driven by consumers. This is the way that they like to search, what's important to them. Then we're looking at storytelling. Your brand's got to tell its story. But through those 5 best practices, podcasting, videos, live streams, content, whatever it might be, tell your story. Do live streaming. There's a lot of noise, if you like, around live streaming. But I don't want you to think about live streaming, again, coming from an ROI perspective. This is about a brand building exercise. This is about connecting and actually finding out whether or not, does everybody know the 70-20-10 model that Google uses? They kind of shared it with you. They take that little 10% in regards to what they do, and that 10% is throwaway. In other words, they test things, and they pay a lot of money to test things to find out whether or not their audience wants to engage with them as a brand. Like, think about live stream as your 10%. Give it a go. As you saw, I use my mobile phone. You don't need to be high-teched up to be able to do the live streaming. Use the right technology for where your business is at now. It starts with people, starts with process, and then the technology. If you've got the people that understand it, and you've got the process right across the customer acquisition journey. I wrote a piece of content back in 2009, actually. And to this day, the only thing that's changed for me is Facebook went from 500 million users to 2 billion users. It's just the data inside of it. The methodology hasn't changed so much. So think about doing something once and then automating that process. Social commerce. How can you take those people outside of that environment through, great way to do it is through remarketing. It's fantastic, gets you brilliant ROI because your audience are already engaged with you as a brand. And then finally, artificial intelligence. There were some great tools out there. You've got ManyChat, ChatFuel. There are a couple of great tools that you can use that, again, take that 10% and use it as throwaway. Try it out. Give it a go. Find out whether or not your audience loves to engage with you. It's a fantastic part of that nurturing process around what's going on. So this is what I spoke about at the very beginning. This is my customer acquisition journey. Be relevant as a brand to your target customer. Now, I have 4 different revenue streams in my business model. So I have to be relevant to different people at different times. We've got to engage with them. Humanize online. Have those 2-way conversations. Take it from a boring handshake and put it into a hug. Nurture your existing database. This is the biggest part where companies are failing at the moment. If you nurture them, you'll get the sale. And because you've nurtured them, you build big brand advocates and use those brand advocates across your digital assets. On your website, bring them onto live streams and videos. Use those people that love your brand as part of your digital assets. Ta-da.